Hello everyone. So I'm going to explain to you how I passed Terraform Associate from the first attempt. I will explain briefly some of the information about this certification and what resources that you need to use. And finally, I will explain how was my experience with this certification. So let's jump right way into the details and I will explain to you step by step. So first of all, the exam is going to be passed online. There is, I believe, one only city where you can pass that exam like on site, which is in Boston. You can pass it in person, but however, for all the other cases, you will be able to do it online, which is the easiest and recommended way. The second information is the duration of the exam is 1 hour, and the price is 70.5 USD dollar plus the tax based where you are located. And the exam is available only in the English language and it will be expired after 2 years of the exam is passed. Some other facts is the exam is 75 questions and all the questions are multiple choices or fill the gaps. However, for my case, it was only multiple choices. So for some questions, it's just one option, which is the correct one. And for others, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's three, sometimes even four. So this is the format of the exam. The passing score is 70% and the level of this certification is from the beginner to associate. So honestly, I do believe that Terraform is an easy tool that you can learn and like you get comfortable with. And that's the powerful feature on Terraform, which is easy to use and easy to understand and easy to work with, and you can achieve big results with it. So I want just to mention small information about Terraform and infrastructure as code. Maybe you are familiar with that. That's why you are in this video. However, I will just mention briefly that the idea is infrastructure as code. You are writing code that will be deployed as an infrastructure. Like imagine that you want some instances or IP addresses or firewall rules or load balancers or application gateway. All these you can write it in one file and mention that I want this and this and this with these features and with these ports being open and with these keys to be added and this IP and this private IP and all these details in one single file, and you will run it once and it will be deployed, and each time you can just run that file that you already prepared before to have the same exactly infrastructure. And as you can see in the picture, it's not only Terraform that can do this. However, Terraform is one of the leading infrastructure as code tools out there. In this slide, you can see the objectives of the exam. I will briefly mention that we can summarize them into you need to know what's the advantage of using infrastructure as code in general, and after that, Terraform specifically, and you need to know the basics of Terraform, how it works, how you can interact with it, how Terraform modules work, and also you need to know what's the workflow, what are the stages that Terraform passes through, and what's happening in each stage. And finally, you need to know some of other products of HashiCorp and what's the relationship between Terraform and those other products, what are the limitations, and you need to know also how Terraform can be used with external products that should be used with, like for example one of the products or the features that always they ask about, which is how you can save like the passwords securely. How to prepare and pass this certificate. So you can see these four courses that I'm sharing on the screen. So for the first and second one, there are free courses on YouTube. You can watch them. The first one is 7 hours. The second one is around 13 hours. Honestly, for my case, I didn't take the second one, but I started with the third one, which is of Cloud. It's beginner course. It's gonna give you the really first concepts about infrastructure as code and Terraform. It's really nice, especially that it has labs provided with it. After that, I went right away to the 7 hours YouTube video. It's not like the best. However, you will have really good explanation of each concept that is covered on the exam. If you notice that one of the two concept or two concepts that you are not understanding on the video, you can search them outside on the internet or on YouTube. Every time you will find a lot of videos explaining everything about Terraform. As I mentioned earlier, it's easy. That's why even the concept that you don't understand is going to be easy for you to find a video that provides more examples and more practice on that specific feature on Terraform. Finally, after you covered all the details and all the objectives of Terraform, you can pass to the fourth course, which is the mock exams. There are, I think, 6 or 7 mock exams on this course on Udemy. They are really nice, and I see that they are so relevant to what I saw on the real exam. There are also one of the tests, which is about just filling the gaps. As I said, for me, I didn't find any questions about filling the gaps, and I can confirm that this course is really focused on what they are gonna see on the real exam. How to schedule the exam? So first of all, you need to have a GitHub account, and from there you will be forwarded from the Terraform account to this account Certiverse. Honestly, this is the first time I saw it, and this is the first exam I passed it on this on this website. So you will be forwarded here, and you will choose the time and the date. It's easy and simple, so you will just follow the exams. It's the same thing as a person view. So you will have someone who is watching you and watching your screen at the same time, and you will just follow his or their instructions to start your exam. Finally, I want to mention my thoughts about the exam. So I passed it not long time ago, and I didn't honestly see what was my result. I didn't verify later, but I saw that I passed the exam and I received the badge on Credly. Honestly, I can say that this test is really easy and you can pass it like in a really short time. However, you don't need and you don't want to have a certification that does not reflect exactly your expertise and your skills. Therefore, I really recommend you to do a lot of practices before you even start studying for the exam, just to prove to yourself first and to the others that this certification is really proving that the knowledge that you have about Terraform. For my case, I didn't have access to AWS or Azure, but I had an access to CloudStack. So I was doing all my tests from using Terraform on CloudStack. So that's my recommendation for you. If in company you use like AWS or Azure, you can like use them as well to do some practice tests, and at least like you try to do some or deploy some instances, and you can like specify specific infrastructure and try to put it on your code and deploy it right away to AWS or on Azure. Thank you so much for your time during this video. I hope it was beneficial to you. Please let me know in the comments your plans and your thoughts about the video. What could be made better? How was your experience with the exam if you already passed it? And any other thoughts from your side. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a nice day.